Want to improve your English without boring textbooks? This story will help you learn grammar and vocabulary in the most fun way possible, through real adventure. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a new story that makes learning exciting. I was chased by a monkey at Angkor Wat. Once upon a time, in the middle of a warm and bright morning, a boy named Leo arrived in Cambodia with his backpack, his camera, and a big smile on his face. He was excited, not just because he loved traveling, but because today he was going to visit one of the most famous ancient temples in the world, Angkor Wat. The sun had just climbed high above the trees, casting golden light over everything. Birds sang softly in the distance. Leo walked along a dusty path lined with tall palm trees. It was peaceful. The temple slowly came into view, rising from the jungle like a forgotten dream. Stone towers reached up into the sky, and detailed carvings covered every wall. Leo had never seen anything like it. He pulled out his camera and started taking pictures. He loved capturing everything: the old stone faces, the quiet shadows, the narrow stairways that led who knew where. But Leo wasn't alone. High above the temple, hidden in the branches, a group of monkeys watched him closely. Now, Leo didn't know this, but these monkeys were not like the shy, gentle animals you sometimes see in books or cartoons. These monkeys were clever, and bold, and curious. As Leo turned a corner and stepped deeper into the ruins, he saw one of them sitting on a stone ledge. It had shiny eyes and a long tail that curled like a question mark. It tilted its head and stared at him. Leo smiled and waved at the monkey. The monkey did not wave back. It leapt down from the ledge and landed softly in the dust. Leo stepped back, a little surprised. Then, without warning, the monkey rushed forward and grabbed his camera strap. Leo pulled it back quickly. "Whoa," he said aloud, though no one was around to hear. The monkey tugged harder. Leo didn't want to hurt the animal, but he also didn't want to lose his camera. He gently pushed the monkey away and stepped back. That's when he noticed something strange. More monkeys were arriving. From behind stone walls, from trees, from rooftops, they came, fast and curious. At first, they just stared. Then, one of them screeched and charged at Leo. Leo did not wait. He turned and ran. Now, running through an ancient temple with a troop of monkeys chasing you is not something most tourists expect to do. But Leo was doing exactly that. He raced through the hallways, past crumbling statues and long-forgotten altars. He jumped over roots and slid across mossy stones. The monkeys followed, leaping over walls, swinging from vines, and making noises that sounded like laughter, or warning. Leo's heart pounded in his chest. His legs felt like jelly. He wasn't even sure where he was going anymore. He just ran. Eventually, he reached a small doorway. He ducked inside and held his breath. It was quiet. For a moment, he thought he had lost them. He peeked outside. The monkeys were gone. Leo sighed in relief. He wiped sweat from his forehead and laughed a little. "That was wild," he whispered. But the story wasn't over. Because just as he stepped outside again, he came face to face with the biggest monkey he had ever seen. It was sitting on a stone and chewing something, maybe a fruit, maybe a piece of someone's lunch. Its fur was darker than the others, and its eyes were sharp. It looked at Leo. Leo looked back. Nobody moved. Then the monkey stood up. Leo didn't wait for an introduction. He turned around and ran again. The chase continued. Up stone stairs, through hidden chambers, across wide courtyards. Leo couldn't believe it. Every time he thought he was safe, another monkey appeared. At one point, he climbed a tall tower, thinking he could hide at the top. He crouched behind a wall, trying to catch his breath. Suddenly, a small monkey dropped down beside him and tried to steal his water bottle. Leo screamed and ran again. By now, he was tired, sweaty, and completely lost inside the giant temple complex. But then, finally, he saw people. A group of tourists were walking slowly through the temple, listening to a guide explain the history. Leo ran to them. The monkeys stayed back, watching from a distance. Apparently, even wild monkeys respected tour guides. Leo stood with the group, pretending to listen. He held onto his camera tightly and didn't move. The monkeys stayed where they were, staring for a while, and then, just like that, they disappeared into the jungle. The guide glanced at Leo and raised an eyebrow, but said nothing. Maybe he had seen things like this before. After a few minutes, Leo slipped away and found the main entrance again. He was dirty, tired, and his hair looked like a bird's nest. But he was also smiling. Because as crazy as it was, he had just had an adventure he would never forget. What did you learn without even realizing it? Let's take a moment to think about everything you just learned, without studying grammar rules or doing boring exercises. You saw past tense verbs in action, like ran, saw, was, thought. Useful expressions like, without warning, a little surprised, and, just as he stepped outside. Descriptive language that makes stories come alive. And sentence patterns you can use in your own English conversations. That's the power of learning through stories. It feels like play, not study. Now it's your turn. Have you ever had a crazy travel experience? Or would you run if a monkey chased you? Tell us in the comments below. We read every comment and love hearing from you. And if you liked this story, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a fun way to improve your English.